Do you want more pleasure? We introduce you to natural means and simple tricks with which you can get your sex life going again. Sometimes there is simply a lull in bed. Pleasure, desire, arousal, desires and fantasies have a break in transmission in such phases. This can be stressful, especially in a partnership, but the listlessness can also get on the nerves of singles. But is the pleasure pill really necessary for women in order to return to a fulfilling sex life? The causes are rarely medical in nature. However, anyone who suffers particularly from a lack of desire and believes they are suffering from a reduced sexual appetite should consult a doctor. But the number one libido killer is above all the stress that seems to be a constant guest in our hectic everyday life. Functioning usually takes precedence over pleasurable enjoyment. No wonder that sexual desires fall by the wayside. We'll show you 6 natural ways to regain lust, 6 ways to increase your libido naturally. 1. Culinary pleasure makers. There's little solid scientific evidence that certain foods increase lust, but there's no harm in experimenting. Fruits such as blackberries, watermelons, bananas, avocados and figs are said to be particularly stimulating, and nuts and vegetables such as broccoli and spices such as ginseng, ginger, saffron and cloves are said to have a positive effect on the female libido. Vitamins and minerals in particular are said to be partly responsible for increasing blood flow, also in the genital area. For example, vitamin B6 helps to bring the hormonal balance into balance. It is the same with fish. The omega-3 fatty acids not only help against inflammation in the body, but also against irritability, stimulate dopamine production and thus ensure a good mood. Basil also counts as a traditionally used means to increase pleasure. On the one hand, the scent should be seductive, on the other hand, the green leaves should trigger stimulating reactions in the body. The classic among the culinary pleasure makers is and remains the dark chocolate. There are even studies that show an aphrodisiac effect, or at least almost. Chocolate promotes the release of phenylethylamines and serotonin, which cause us to get going. But the pleasure-increasing effect is probably more psychological than physical. 2. Stress relief and healthy sleep. You can live as healthily as you want. When the stress gets out of hand, your sexual desires are quickly over. While sex is often a means of reducing stress for men, women do not even get going under constant stress. And there are also physical reasons for this, if the body is too busy producing stress hormones. The production of secondary hormones, including sex hormones, suffers. So if you want it to work again in bed, just drive down a gear. Create space for yourself to relax, meditate or simply cross things off the to-do list that can be done later. Also important, a healthy and adequate sleep. Without the time that body and mind need to rest, daily functioning becomes even more difficult, the stress level increases, a vicious circle develops. No wonder that new parents in particular think of anything but sex. 3. Sports and exercise. Exercise can also help reduce stress. We also feel more comfortable in our own body, are more self-confident and feel more attractive about ourselves. A lack of exercise also leads to the blood circulation being slowed down and the flow of energy to stagnate, including the libido. Good blood flow, including in the genital organs, is not only important for arousal but also for sexual stimulation and satisfaction. In short, the better the circulation, the better the orgasm. If you only work out 20 minutes a day, you will notice the effect not only in your dress size, but also in bed. Those who also do yoga or similar workouts can look forward to relaxed muscles and a balanced head. This is also good for the libido. 4. The power of the forbidden. Sometimes it is not the stress with children, work and leisure at all that is responsible for the period of sexual drought. Often the routine just strikes. Especially with couples who have been together for a long time, it creeps in, whether you want to or not. A few little tricks can be used to cheat the habit. Because everything that is forbidden or special triggers sexual desire in us. How about having sex in unfamiliar places again? There are many alternatives to the bedroom at home, another room in the apartment, a hotel room, public but not too public places and so on. Make an appointment, become a little strange again, at least for a short time. If you want to go a step further, you can use role-playing games, sex toys and the like. Desires can be awakened again when sex itself has something new to offer. And it doesn't have to be the handcuffs, a bit of lubricant here, a couple of springs there. Add stimulating aromatherapy oils, never underestimate the power of scents, and lovemaking is a surefire success. 5. Honesty in partnership. But all methods do not help if there is a lack of openness in the partnership. Because like everywhere, communication is the key to success. Unresolved conflicts can lead to a man and woman's libido in the basement. And if one partner feels more lust than the other, problems can also arise. Often the rejected person does not feel desirable and rejected. Those who are open to each other can make compromises that do justice to both. And dreams, fantasies, secret passions and desires are usually not fulfilled if the other person doesn't know anything about them. An open ear can also lead to a satisfied desire. 6. Love your body, self-confidence and body acceptance. Those who are insecure with themselves and their bodies usually do not reach the heights of sexual satisfaction. Often it doesn't get that far, the desire is simply missing. Self-confidence is the real engine of the female libido. Sexy is more a feeling than a look. So it is essential to learn to love your body. Sport, meditation and yoga can help, but also the acceptance that we humans are simply different. And don't forget, the hunger pangs and breast miracles in the media are more the exception than the rule. Of course, life experience also plays a role. No wonder that older women, who are usually more in tune with themselves and their bodies, often have better sex than young women. The libido is and remains a matter of the mind.